3, 2, 1.
This is Generation Stadia, giving you your daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. So today, I'll be explaining exactly why I put a pre-order on Google Stadia, but I want it to be more of a discussion piece and find out why you did as well. Now, ever since I put up the video, Who is Google Stadia even for?, I've been receiving a lot of comments, and a lot of people have surprised me with their reasoning for being excited about Stadia. Now, in that video, my response to the critics took a much more factual take, but in this one, I wanted to be much more personal. Now, according to the majority of posts I've read online, I am definitely not supposed to be one that's enthusiastic about Google Stadia. Now, to put this whole thing into perspective, I am a PC gamer primarily. I own 2 gaming PCs, one low to mid-range and another that's high-end. But that's not to say I don't also own a console. I own a PlayStation 4 Pro, and until recently, I also used to own an Xbox One X and Nintendo Switch. And if that's not enough, I'm also into collecting older consoles. In fact, I recently just picked up a Commodore VIC-20. And don't get me started on all the collector's editions I've picked up over the years. Now, based on that information, I'm supposed to absolutely hate what Stadia represents because it's going to kill off my hobby. I mean, it's easy to see the constant fear-mongering going on gaming websites or even here on YouTube about how Google Stadia is gonna kill off consoles and why that's a bad thing. Or funny enough, you'll get the complete opposite reaction stating that Google Stadia will never compete with consoles due to input lag or latency, and that Google will just kill it off like the rest of their products and services. Both of which are completely ludicrous statements to make because they're absolutely false. Seriously, Google Stadia is not going to be replacing local hardware anytime soon. It's going to be quite a while before that even becomes a notable threat. As for the other side saying that Google can't pull this off for some reason, well, I would point to the plenty of other services with less than half the funding Google's putting into this and showing that it can already be done. Anyways, that's enough of that. I've discussed those 2 points quite often, and I'll put them in the annotation above if you're interested in hearing more. So some of you may be wondering then, why am I buying into Stadia despite having a PC that can run most games on Ultra anyways? Well, that's because Stadia isn't just about giving you a high-end gaming experience at an affordable price, it's about giving you a new way to play both inside the game and out. To me, Stadia represents innovation in an industry that's been pretty stagnant for a long time now. And I'm not just talking about the hardware or the games we're playing, I'm talking about the way people outside of those games even interact with gaming in the first place. Features like Stream Connect, Crowdplay, or Stage Share are really going to change a lot of ways we interact with games as a player and as a viewer. And that's just the very beginning, that's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Stadia. Imagine Google using multiple blades into one game. That would make a game an even more big and immense experience than they already are. I dream of the day that I can play an open world game that actually feels alive and breathing throughout the whole world and not just city hub areas. The games that get closest to it are the ones made by Rockstar, be it Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA 5, but even then, there are multiple spaces that just feel like empty space for you to walk around in. And it's great to know that Google Stadia can provide such an experience, but what's even better is that it's just scratching the surface. Google themselves has already stated that Stadia can support a 1,000 player battle royale, and while that's exciting and cool, the real excitement from me comes from developers' creativity. Google Stadia is the perfect mix of accessible high-end hardware with new features that can't be done on local hardware, and when you put those 2 things in the hands of the right developer, it's gonna lead to game innovation like never seen before, and it's about time. Now, if I'm being honest, I think it'll still be quite some time before we see this innovation come to fruition, but I do think that it's coming and I can't wait to see that happen. And that would be the primary reason why I picked up a Founders Edition on pre-order. It's not because I can play Stadia on my phone, my TV, my computer, even though that's a nice feature to have, don't get me wrong, that's not something that matters to me. Most of my gaming is done at my computer desk where I have my PS4, my PC, and used to have my other consoles as well. It's not about getting access to high-end hardware. I already have a high-end gaming PC, so that's not really that big of a benefit to me. It's not about saving space and having to dedicate an area of your home to gaming. I already have that, and frankly speaking, I'm pretty proud of it. When it comes down to it, if I had to describe it in a long story short form, I just love to play games. To me, video games are my preferred entertainment medium of choice. It's what I like to do with my free time. I'm not that into movies or TV shows. So when Google came around earlier this year to present Stadia to everyone, I didn't see it as a threat to my hobby, I saw it as a way to expand it like never before. What Google presented with Stadia isn't just a new way to play your current games in the cloud, it's a way for people to develop games with the cloud in mind and present them in a brand new way. Now, with that said, I'm not surprised at seeing the backlash they've received. A lot of people do see this as a threat to their favorite hobby. And it's not even like this is the first time this has happened. I mean, a good comparison would be how car enthusiasts feel about electrical vehicles. Truth be told, it's not even the first time it happens in the video game industry. For those of you who are old enough to remember when Xbox first joined the console race, you remember just how many articles came out bashing them. The same would go for the VR industry today, something that's starting to pick up pace despite everyone who doubted it. Anytime a big innovation enters an established industry, there will always be doubters and haters, and that's okay. I can't blame people for doubting on new innovation until they try it for themselves, and I think that's gonna be the same thing when it comes to Google Stadia. That covers why I put an order on Google Stadia, but I'm hoping to hear from you why you're excited for Google Stadia or why you pre-ordered a Founders Edition. It'd be great to see the different types of reasons people have for using a service like Stadia. Now that pretty much sums up today's topic, but I do want to quickly discuss yesterday's video. The timing of that video upload couldn't be more hilarious. In fact, most of Europe no longer has access to buying the Founders Edition as they sold out there everywhere except the UK. So consider this a PSA, if you planned on picking up a Founders Edition, you should probably put your order in. They're being replaced with a Premier Edition, which will still give you access to Stadia come November, and still grants you a Chromecast Ultra and a Stadia controller, this time just a clearly white one, so no more limited edition night blue. It'll still grant you 3 months of Stadia Pro, but no longer included is the Buddy Pass to give to a friend. You also lose all the naming benefits that the Founders Edition members get. So considering it costs the same price, you're better off getting a Founders Edition if you planned on picking one up. So if I were you, once again, this is just a PSA, I'd put my order in sooner rather than later. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell as well. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you your daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds, peace.